Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. Well, it is an interesting Friday. In general, I am liking it. As always, BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there. I'm going to mention blockchain education today. We're going to go over that. So I'm going to post this right here in the live chat. And as always, Trade Genius is a very cool group here too, something to be a part of for sure, especially if you do crypto and traditional trading. Their VIP chat during the day and the trades they're getting in and out of are absolutely essential. If you are a traditional trader, definitely check out Trade Genius. If not, if you only do crypto, blockchain education is the way. But Trade Genius does have a very active crypto trading community, and of course, a special part of their system just for that. And it's wonderful. Their indicators are great, especially if you're new to trading. Trade Genius is a great way just to get your indicators. Boom, boom, boom. Download their, get subscribe to their indicators that are you have to pay for as part of their service. And definitely if you're just getting started, or even if you're old school, they're very, very helpful for buy and sell zones, etc., and looking at important moving averages and such. While I'm talking here on these daily views, I'm mostly using the blockchain education trading methodology, but I do use some of the Trade Genius methodology also that you'll see me throw in there, which a great part of that is the 20 WMA, which comes from Trade Genius trading methodology. And I really think it's a something important important to check out. So with that said, enough housekeeping. Bitcoin Daily View got more for you there. Welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is April 8th, 9:39 a.m. here this Friday morning in the hot as F Arizona desert. Okay, so ruble versus USD. So basically, the trade would be rub USD. So rubles bought with USD. This chart here on the daily kind of shows what's going on in the world. Kind of shows how the war is going. What's going on there. I know I mention this quite often, but I think it's an important thing to track. I'm gonna oh, I have to do it. Sorry about that. I have to do a link to that actually. Copy link to chart image. I'm gonna put that in the live chat right now, and over at BitcoinDailyView.com Telegram. I'll stick it over there too. So here's the deal. Today, even though the ruble has a red candle today, it did wick above the 200 moving average on the daily chart, and it almost broke the 314. So it almost on the daily chart got a blue diamond merit badge. Could you imagine that, of breaking the 200 and the 314 within two candles? So this is a big deal. So yesterday, or what was this? This was like the 7th. You had Ukraine President Zelensky, or Alinsky, since the Z is now banned. It hurts people's feelings. And a proud Azov battalion member they spoke at the Greek parliament. Well, Greece is now freaked out about that. They're like, well, thank you for bringing like literal Nazis into our parliament to school us on morality. Anyway, so it didn't go over so well. Anyway, but just definitely yesterday the ruble was moving. Today it's moving. It's a red candle. It's doing quite well. And so if you want to know how the war is doing, how this conflict is doing, whatever your opinion on it may be, we are basically at break-even levels to when this started. So have a V-shaped recovery with this rather high testosterone candle right at the bottom for some reason. Anyway, I would say that right now, as the ruble keeps getting stronger and stronger and gold backed, I love the West. I love my country. I love America, but I am definitely hedged against the hyperinflation that is certainly coming, y'all. Okay, anyway, with that said, space weather, none really noticeable today. I'm going to feature blockchain education really quickly here. If you are a blockchain education member, I'll put the affiliate link. It's over at bitcoindailyview.com, but I'll put it in the live chat too. Anyway, when you start, there's beginner webinars, there's onboarding fact, there's training material for the new peeps. You have there is auto trading there, which is quite interesting. I myself don't do it very often, but it's definitely profitable. You can also auto trade futures and shorts. I mean, it's just absolutely phenomenal. If you're in the system, the auto trading, when the market actually does dump, and you have that set up, you can actually get into some amazing friggin' shorts that will just start throwing you in. Learning auto trading is quite not much of a learning curve, but perfecting it takes a little bit of time. But you have your Bitcoin trading, you have your blockchain education trading chat room, which everybody's always chattering in. I can give you a little hint of that. This is kind of what it looks like here. People talking about the stuff that's going on. Anyway, a big one here that I wanted to show you guys also is this is like your download files. Also, the weekly webinar last night was absolutely amazing. You get to listen to, I mean, absolute TA, geniuses, mainly, well, a couple of them, but mainly Jonathan Regan, one of the guys who heads the company up, just talk about, I mean, I learn, a lifetime worth of knowledge every time I sit there for 2 hours and just listen and be blown away. I'm usually charting while I'm watching because I'm like, oh my God, I'm learning all this amazing stuff. So here you go. A lot of the indicators that I use here in the video. There's free versions that you can get on TradingView, but there are basically these called Green Dragon GD. That's the guy who actually creates them. That's his name out there in TradingView. Anyway, these indicators are amazing, but you got to, they're proprietary to blockchain education. Green Dragon's stuff might be public. I have to take a look actually on TradingView. If it is, I'll put a link to it because his stuff's amazing. Here's one, the ATR indicator, a cave, which is one that I just started using. Anyway, a lot of great stuff there, and I'll look the ATR for you. I'll show you the ATR in a second. These are the Zoom training programs. This is like basically a webinar every, I think, like Thursday night, and you can watch it afterwards. It's recorded, but last night was absolutely friggin' awesome. So I just wanted to like throw this out there. Boom. And actually, I realized I was just showing the the Zoom info. Well, anyway, don't do that. You'll just get kicked out if you're not a member. Anyway, sorry about that. I probably should have thought before I showed that. Anyway, guys, not going to kill the stream just for that. Anyway, definitely come join Blockchain Education, be part of the winning team, and I think you'll be very happy that you are. Anyway, let's look at the charts now. Enough of all that stuff. So 2.5 billion in trading volume for Bitcoin explicitly last 24 hours is really, really low. So as we go into the weekend, we definitely are losing volume, but Bitcoin is not doing that bad. So retail trading volume is pretty darn low as we roll into Friday. Looking at our cryptometer.io, says 3 billion, down by like 30%. That's the trading volume last 24 hours. Definitely, we are declining in trading volume as we roll into the weekend, especially when you get below 3 billion in trading volume for Bitcoin explicitly. That's when the whales can play their game. So be careful, watch out for volatility, even though Bitcoin might be looking slightly strong at the moment. Now, looking at derivatives, and let's look at spot. So spot trading, as you can see on the big exchanges, you have these red numbers there. The volume is definitely going down quickly this Friday. Looking at derivatives, we're coming in at 50 billion, down 18.75% in 24 hours. So that's about as low as I've seen it in quite a while. It's definitely longs and shorts with leverage are not really happening. Bitcoin in the top 100 last 24 hours, Bitcoin coming in at 43,625. The alts, the top 100 alts are not looking that bad right now, really. Zcash up 17%, Near protocol, Near up 25%. That's pretty wonderful. Anything else really making it happen? Engine, a very powerful, project, ENJ Engine. This is definitely one that has been doing well this year and recently. So before then, really, Avalanche protocol, AVX, looking great. Anyway, we will not belabor it. It's a bit of a mixed market today, but in general, pretty darn positive, even with Bitcoin's recent volatility. All right, looking at blockchain whispers for longs and shorts. So long 68.6%. Are long, and then shorts are 31.4%. So 68% long, 31% shorts for Bitcoin on Binance. Definitely a pretty good, strong long bias right there. For Ethereum on Binance, 58% long, 41% short. So for Ethereum on Binance, 58% long, 41% short. Definitely a pretty strong long bias for Ethereum for Ethereum and Bitcoin on Binance, especially for Bitcoin. That's kind of nice to see the optimism there. Looking at gold today here, top left-hand corner, top left-hand corner chart here is gold, $96.85 a barrel for US. That is not looking too bad. Gold is tumbling. It's below the 50 moving average now, and well, that's a pretty powerful thing. I dig seeing that. Looking at US dollar strength index, slowly climbing recently. It's above all the important moving averages. This is the daily chart, of course. Green candle for dollar strength average, DXY. Looking at the S&P 500 green candle today, it's above the 200 moving average and challenging the 20 WMA. S&P 500 doing strong for a Friday. Russell 2000 index on this Friday. Recently, it has been dumping hard, but today we're finally pulling a bit of a green candle. It's below all the important moving averages. We'll see how it closes today. Maybe it'll give that 50 moving average a run for its money. All right, looking at gold. Gold finally a nice strong green candle today, a green candle yesterday. We're now above all important moving averages, including the 20 WMA right here, the purple one. Gold looking good as we roll into Friday after some serious uneventful sideways action recently. All right, silver. It's been riding that 50 moving average kind of hard recently. It's been rather dumpy, but last couple of days have been green candles. Today we are waking up to the 50 moving average. Sorry, waking up to the 20 WMA. And that's pretty darn nice to see. Also, we're getting maybe even challenge that 314 moving average. We'll get above the important moving averages. That could be something that we see. Well, I don't know. Maybe today, maybe Monday. Let's see how it rolls. Anyway, in general, the market's pretty optimistic, pretty darn strong today. Although Bitcoin trading volume and spot trading pairs, of course, on the big exchanges, the volume is declining and pretty much potty. All right, looking at the 2-hour chart, this is a big deal, big deal. Okay, the tangent on the MACD for the 2-hour is positive. It was dumping yesterday. It's recovering today. This is a glorious thing to see a positive, nice strong tangent there towards the positive side on the 2-hour chart for Bitcoin. That's nice. We definitely dumped below the 314 moving average, and of course we're already below the 200 and the 50 moving average. But we've been riding that. So we're below the 200 moving average, below the 50 moving average. Yes, we have been riding that 314 moving average pretty darn abrasively. That's kind of cool. It's a nice place to find some traction. We're also challenging the 20 WMA is right there also. So we got a green candle today. We at least wicked above the 314. Let's see how I'm sorry. That was yesterday. What? 2-hour. Sorry. Blah. So things about doing it live. If I screw up, I just screw up. I have to correct myself. So 200. So 2-hour chart. We got a beautiful green candle this morning. Wicked above the 314, got above the body of the candle, got above the 20 WMA. Right now we're hitting a red candle. We're finding resistance on that 314 moving average, but that's fine. If we just ride the 200 moving at the 314 moving average, above and below as we go along, that's fine. Definitely, it's nice to see that that dump we were having this morning did not continue and was sharply recovered from. Probably a lot of buy walls got hit, so we're coming in at 43,500 right now. That ain't bad. Let's see if we can continue challenging this weekend and get above this 314 moving average on the daily, I'm sorry, not daily, but on the 2-hour chart. Maybe we can start to see some ranging like this. And now let's look at some other stuff, okay? Let's look at this on the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, as you can see, we did wick this morning down to the 200 moving average. We've got a nice bounce. Once again, we're challenging that 20 WMA. Let's see how it rolls. And what I like seeing here on the 4-hour chart, what I see is that it's very, 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 very gratifying and beautiful. 4-hour chart does now recently have a 200 moving out. What am I saying? The 4-hour chart does recently have a powerful MACD cross towards the positive. So we're looking dang wonderful. I'm kind of curious to the 12-hour chart's looking. 12-hour chart, oftentimes neglected. 12-hour chart is still showing potty, but we are sticking to that 50 moving average there on the 12-hour chart, and we are above the 200 moving average, so that's pretty darn nice to see. Let's look at the daily. And we're going to look at the 3-day chart too. That'll blow your mind. So, look at the daily chart here. As you can see, we recently, did challenge that 200 moving average, didn't quite make it, went below the 314. That's in the 20 WMA. We are staying above the 50. That's pretty nice for the daily, but the daily MACD is still potty. So be careful. Low volatility daily. Once we get a positive tangent here on this daily MACD, I think we're going to see some really powerful price action from that. Right now, the 2-hour MACD is showing positive, so we'll probably see before the end of this day possibly a tangent towards the positive on the daily MACD. Let's see if that happens. This weekend is going to be very, very interesting. If we roll into the weekend and continue with the low volatility, I shouldn't say low volatility, the low volume, well, we're probably going to see some whale play, and be careful. Now, looking at this chart here on the daily, okay, I just wanted to show some stuff here real quick as we roll along. It's kind of a matter of opinion what's going to happen. Let me see if I can pull this off real quick. I will not belabor it. I'll just set it up and we'll look at it next time if I don't quite nail it right. But if you look, it's arguable here on the daily, are we in the midst of an upwards channel? I would say it very well could be. It's all about, are we going to, as you can see what's been happening, we've been like bong, 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 hitting the bottom at the top. Are we going to hit that bottom before we bounce again? Well, that's kind of interesting. Here's the thing. If you look closely, you know, what do you think? It could go either way. We're either going to find some volume and on this daily chart and start to move up back to the top of this channel, or what? We also have the 200 moving average and the 314 there. The 50 is kind of near the bottom. So it's all a matter of opinion. Let me do a 3-day chart real quick here. 3 days, boom. Show a little bit more data. And this is something that actually Jonathan Regan was talking about on the webinar last night for blockchain education, which was very, very enlightening. Here's the thing. As we see this upwards channel, which does kind of, I think that there's a good case to be made that this exists, however you might want to draw it. And he put this much more elegantly, and he had, his charts are, well, way more. His kung fu is a whole different level than mine. But as you can see, really, especially on the 3-day chart, up, down, up, down, up. Are we going to go visit that bottom again before we go up? If we did visit the bottom of this channel on the 3-day here, that could be, like, 40K or so before we actually, got a bounce rolling. Well, anyway, here's something to note. Let me put that channel back here. Okay. And let's just do it like this. Okay. Here's something to look at. Okay. And you guys can just, do what you will with this. Okay. Could it be said that we have support here? We're at an interesting time because, we very well could be, let me make that green. So this is the thing. What do you think? I think there's a case to be made for this. So you have this upwards channel. You can definitely see it. I'm going to go like this. Slight upwards channel. And it's nice also, as you can see here, the 200 moving average on the 3-day chart here has a nice upwards movement. I like that. We are riding it. We're staying on top of it. We're only wicking below it. That's really nice. So the 3-day chart is staying above the 200 moving average. That's a glorious, glorious thing. I like what I'm seeing. It's all about, do you think we're going to do this? Go visit the bottom of this channel again, or, and then bounce, or maybe visit this 200 moving average again and then bounce? It could be. Those are definitely important things to watch. If we hit the 200 moving average, that would be around 39,000. If we hit the bottom of this, upwards channel, that could be like, 37,000. So these are all possibilities. But the thing to watch for really is, do we have support here? This definitely has been some previous support and resistance in the chart. And if you look at these, this is just a high. You could almost call this a higher high if you want it. This is not a higher high. This is definitely a higher high. So as we come back down here, have we found support? Have we built support here? Is this going to play out right there as a support? So it's an interesting time to be alive for, many reasons. But really, I think this is an interesting weekend. It's an interesting couple of days, here, especially here in the 3-day chart. Have we found support, and are we going to bounce? And also do note here, very important moving average is this one right here. That is let me make sure I know what it is. Yes, that is. Let's make sure that I had it set up right. This is the 20 WMA right here. Very, very important, very short time frame moving average, of course, but on the 3-day, it definitely has some power. We have wicked down to it. It's right there at the center of the heartbeat of this channel. We're going to find support here and move up. So really, that's kind of something that I'm watching right now. If we find support and move up the top of the channel again, that's wonderful. We might definitely easily maybe, cruise up until we find that psychological resistance at around 50K. Unless we just rock right through it. The 50 moving average is right here around 45,200. So getting above that and finding support there above the 50 moving average on the 3-day chart would be really, really wonderful also. So anyway, if we go back, leave all this stuff here, let's leave that there, go back to the daily chart. You can once again kind of look at this. The moving averages change a bit, etc. Of course. And I won't belabor this. We're going to keep moving. But anyway, as you can see, it's all a matter of, what do you think? And as a matter of fact, what do you think? Have we found support here? You can see it more on the daily chart. Is this going to be support now? Because we had this, we definitely have built, previous support and resistance right here in this area where we're at. And it looks like maybe we're going to find a bounce. That would be above the 50 moving average, which is right here, which is very nice. And it would get us above the 20 WMA here on the daily chart and back above the 314 moving average on the daily chart. So it wasn't that long ago that we were actually, let me actually just kill all that stuff. There we go. Boom. What if we could get back above here and the 314 and the 200 and get back ranging sideways within there? That'd be kind of interesting if we can get above the 200 moving average, come down, find support, keep going. Interesting time. I will say that definitely we need to see nothing's going to be positive until we see a positive tangent here in the daily MACD. Yeah, with all that said, finally I am done. Okay, I wanted to mention something. I'm going to try to find this indicator for everybody, a free version, because the only one that I know of, it's not hard to make if you're a Pioneer, but it's one that I started using that it's part of blockchain education's methodology right now. We all know the RSI cave. I use it all the time. This is the ATR cave. And you might ask yourself, what is ATR? Well, ATR is the average true range. And this, they actually made the ATR cave kind of, which actually shows you the range you can be playing in with the current volatility. So you could almost dump this in the Pine and you could write it. I'll actually see if I can maybe share it to you guys from blockchain education. I have to ask them first, but I could probably find it. ATR cave on TradingView. I just didn't do it beforehand. I'll see if I can find it. But anyway, especially if you edit your settings, if you get this indicator, if you start messing with ATR, this is a bit more on ATR. It's a very, very powerful indicator. And as you can see, I'm using it now, but I can't share this version of the indicator, but I'll see if I can. And if not, I'll try to find a free one out there. But ATR is awesome. So you have your RSI cave, which is very, very powerful. I like the RSI cave. That is linked to over at BitcoinTradingView.com. Go there. You can definitely get that. The RSI cave is good, and it's actually very, very similar. But the ATR basically is just showing, candle volatility, and you can adjust the indicator, and it will show you basically it's just the possibility of up and down. And it's nice because like here you can see where if we look back here, when Bitcoin was dumping, it did go below the RSI cave, but it did not go below the ATR. And the ATR is very, very great at showing you, like it helps you know if you are it gives you another spot to actually predict where dumps and pumps will end, especially on different time frames. I've been finding it really, really effective. I won't really use it here on the daily view unless I can find it, the 4-hour chart. It works very well too. If I can't find a version that people can use, I won't continue mentioning it. But anyway, here it is. See if you can find a free version. I'll look for one too. If you find one, let me know. Anyway, Bitcoin versus USDT here on the 4-hour chart. As you can see, we have dumped down to the 200 moving average, or even sideways above it. That's pretty good. If we look at the indicators overall, squeeze indicators starting to chill out. Binary candles are losing a little bit of momentum. Directional index is not really hot. In general, we're just kind of going sideways. But this is wonderful. I mean, the 4-hour chart, it's a powerful one for Bitcoin. As you can see, we are holding above the 200 moving average. We have a slight upwards trend going on, as you can see. And that's a pretty darn powerful thing. So I like what I'm seeing. I would love to see the Madrid ribbons here. The EMAs all flip green. Right now they're red. So that's not a super positive thing. How are they on the 2-hour chart? 2-hour chart, do we have green ribbons yet? No, we don't have green ribbons yet. And then on the 2-hour chart, but on the 2-hour chart, once again, you can see we are riding that 314 moving average there. That's kind of nice. We're staying within the RSI cave. Good to go. I like that. If we look at the 45-minute chart for immediate price action, we're kind of potty. We're below the 200 moving average. We crossed below it around the April 5th. So anyway, we're just hanging out, but we're not dumping too hard. We do have some nice sideways action, but it's low volume. RSI and stochastic RSI, which is oscillated by Lazy Bear and KRI, and really directional index and everything don't show any really powerful upwards momentum starting. So it's all about, if we went back here, do you believe, it's a matter of opinion. Are we going to find, is this a new support and resistance here that's been created after this recent move up and a rejection off the 200 moving average and a break below the 314 in the daily chart? I mean, we could be bouncing there. If we bounce here, that's wonderful. We may continue, riding this upwards momentum, and that'd be wonderful. It's all about what's going to happen. Bottom of the channel first or have we found support and resistance, and now we're going to basically move up again? We shall see. Interesting time to be alive, Bitcoin truth seekers. Ethereum doing what Bitcoin's doing, not too impressive. KLV versus BTC. I'm just mentioning this one because it does show you the power of the 200 moving average. And the 200 and the 314 moving average break. So here you go. See, we broke the 200 moving average and 314 within like 2 candles. Got a blue diamond merit badge. And as you can see, we've been riding up, keeping that 200 moving average above that. This is versus BTC. So KLV versus BTC. If we would have gotten into the trade there and just kind of sat it out, I mean, most people probably would have sold probably here, etc. But I mean, in general, if you do follow, and this is a very, very, fundamental blockchain education trading methodology ideal. Not everyone stays in that long, but because sometimes you can get a break like here and it just doesn't work and it goes potty. But if you get a nice strong break and the indicators here were nice and positive when that happened, if you just, hang out, like if you hadn't been doing anything but just riding this trade, let's go to a forecast. So you bought about here. Where are you right now? You can be up 63% in 13 days. So 64% in 13 days. And basically, usually one would wait until you had all red ribbons, and then also a break back below the 200 moving average on the 45-minute chart here. And that would be definitely a kind of a blockchain education sort of a trade right there. Most people would get, a little bit nervous and probably sell before then. But even if you were like, okay, you can see right here, the Madrid ribbons all went red. It was getting ready to challenge that 200 moving average. And you went, I'm going to get out. And you only made 50% on that trade. Boom, you're doing pretty good. So anyway, there's my continued blockchain education infomercial this morning. All right, looking at SHIB versus USD. SHIB versus USDT. It's back to the 618 golden pocket right now. We'll see if it turns up. It's doing okay. Let's just say it's kind of a low energy chart, but we'll see how it rolls. Anyway, once again, average true range explained. This is a great indicator that I'm just getting into right now. I put this link in the live chat. I'll also put it over at the Bitcoin Daily View Telegram chat. I'll stick it there too. And I will try to find a indicator, a free one that where you can get an ATR cave, because I think these are very, very useful. I think they show quite a lot, and RSI cave good enough, and you can get that one. But the ATR cave is a little bit of an extra add there, and I think it's definitely worthwhile. And that ATR zone, as you can see, that's what we're talking about right there. The cave, RSI cave is good enough, but the ATR overlaid can be a little bit more helpful, especially like it would have made this move here a little bit more meaningful. You'd have been like, okay, we're still within, good graces with the trading universe, and also once you got back above the RSI cave, you'd say, okay, we're back in business. So anyway, with that said, everybody, hope this was not too darn long. And I just wanted to mention, don't give up. Don't you want to see what happens if you don't give up? Stay in the game, Bitcoin truth seekers. For every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, it is definitely a bet. It is a powerfully strong statement towards a sci-fi beautiful future for humanity. And for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, a piece of shit globalist cries. And I will see you tomorrow. Take care.